Hello everyone, how are you today? So today we will continue our new unit in the mountains. Yesterday we talked about our lesson Dad's favorite walk. Please open your pupils book page 30 and 31 and let's continue. Yesterday we are talking about a personal recount. What's the meaning of personal recount؟ حكينا يا مس personal recount هي إعادة سرد. شو يعني إعادة سرد؟ يعني قصة أو مغامرة صارت معي أنا بدي أرجع أحكي المغامرة أو شو صار معي أحداث. Okay, so a personal recount uses the first person. حكينا شو يعني first person؟ يعني بستخدم البروناون I إذا بدي أحكي عن حالي أو إذا بدي أحكي يكون plural جمع بدي أستخدم we. Okay, so our personal account is talking about Susan's and her family. She wrote about her mom, dad, and her twin brother Fred. Also, she wrote about the things and places she saw. شو شافت أشياء يا مس؟ حكينا she saw waterfall, cave, cliff, peak, ravine, and glacier. Okay. Also we said that she tells us what happened in order. حكيت بس عم تحكي لنا شو صار معها أحداث بالترتيب. لما حكت لنا first we followed a narrow path through a meadow. بعدين حكت لنا so أول شي كانت ماشية في طريق ضيق وصلوا لمرج أخضر. After that she went to the forest, right? And she remembered the story Red Riding Hood, but she didn't see a wolf, right? It's بعد المرج الأخضر مرقت في غابة وتذكرت قصة ذات الرداء الأحمر. After that بعدين صاروا يمشوا in a narrow ravine. حكينا في وادي ضيق. شو شافوا آخر إشي يا مس؟ سمعوا صوت، كان كتير الصوت مرتفع، كان في splashing، كان في طرطشة مي، كان في amazing sight اللي هو مشهد رائع اللي هو الشلال اللي هو الwaterfall. So today we will continue, but before that we need to listen to the text again. So please open your pupils book page 30 and 31.
Pupils book, page 30, unit 2, in the mountains. Reading.
Dad's favourite walk. My dad used to live in Switzerland and he worked as a mountain guide. This summer, Dad wanted to visit Switzerland again. In July, I travelled to the mountains with Mum, Dad, and my twin brother, Fred. We stayed in a hotel in a little village and we had a great time. One day, Dad took us on his favourite walk. First, we followed a narrow path through a meadow. There were lots of flowers and there were goats with bells round their necks. They tinkled when the goats moved. After that, the path went through a forest. It was shady and quiet. It reminded me of Red Riding Hood, but I didn't see a wolf. After the forest, the path climbed steeply towards the mountain peaks. It led between huge rocks, and then the walk became a real adventure. Dad had some surprises for us. We walked into a deep, narrow ravine. We could hear the river splashing over the rocks at the bottom. While we were walking, we heard a distant roar. Gradually, it got louder. We walked round a massive boulder, and there was the most amazing sight. Water was falling straight down the mountain and crashing onto the rocks below us. The sound was incredible. A waterfall really does roar. It sounded like an angry beast. We couldn't hear each other at all. Dad beckoned to us and we followed him. The path led behind the waterfall. It was amazing. On the left of the path was the mountainside and on the right was falling water. I thought it was fantastic, but it was a bit scary too. It was quite dark and very noisy. The path came out from behind the waterfall, but round the corner it stopped at the edge of a high cliff. There was a short wooden bridge with rope at the sides, and it was swinging in the breeze. It looked terrifying, but Dad knew it was safe. Anyway, it was the only way to cross the ravine. The bridge swung even more when we walked on it. We walked slowly to keep steady. Fred and I thought it was fun, but Dad had to help Mum. She's frightened of high places. She walked with her eyes shut. We sat on the rocks and ate our lunch. Then we set off again. We climbed higher and higher. After an hour, our legs were aching, but at last we came to the best place on the whole mountain. It was a huge glacier, and it looked like a frozen river of ice. There were lots of other people there too. There was a cave in the ice. There were rooms in the cave and ice furniture. Fred sat on the ice chair and played the ice piano. It was funny. The last surprise of all was a ride down to the hotel on the Little Mountain train. We were exhausted, but it was a brilliant walk.
Okay. So let's explain the first paragraph. The sound was incredible. The sound was incredible. A waterfall really does roar. It sounded like an angry beast. احنا حكينا يا خامس ان سوزان's and her family was walking in a narrow ravine. حكينا كانوا ماشيين في طريق او وادي كان ضيق جدا. كل ما كانوا يطلعوا للقمة كانوا يسمعوا صوت مرتفع. Okay, so what did it sound like? كيف كان صوته يا مس؟ like an angry beast يعني وحش، يعني وحش غاضب. قد ما هو كان الصوت مرتفع. We couldn't hear each other at all. ما كانوا قادرين يسمعوا بعض. Dad beckoned to us and we followed him. يعني أشر إلنا وإحنا تبعنا. The path led behind the waterfall. It was amazing. On the left of the path, على الطريق في اليسار يا مس. Okay, the mountain side كانت جهة الجبال. And the right was falling water. وعلى جهة اليمين كان في اللي هو المي كانت قاعدة عم تنزل وبتطرطش splashing. حكينا اللي هي زي يطرطش الماء. Okay. I thought it was fantastic. كان رائع الاشي, but it was a bit scary too. كان برضو مخيف. It was quite dark and very noisy. كان يعني معتم وكان very noisy. كان مزعج. The path came out from behind the waterfall, but round the corner it stopped at the edge of a high cliff. Okay. خلص عنا الووترفول, خلص عنا الشلال, عندي الكورنر. اوكي, شو صار في عندي؟ There was a short wooden bridge with rope at the sides and it was swinging in the breeze. شو يا مسلا؟ وبعد ما خلص الشلال كان في جسر خشبي كان مربوط بحبال, كان قاعد swinging يعني قاعد بتأرجح من البريز. بريز اللي هو نسيم الهواء, يعني قاعد بتأرجح الجسر. It looked terrifying, but Dad knew it was safe. كان مخيف بس بابا كان أكيد عارف إنه هو آمن. Why? Because her dad worked as a mountain guide. فهو أكيد بيعرف هاي الأمور. Okay. It was the only way to cross the ravine. إنه يمشوا عليه. The bridge swung even more when we walked on it. كان الجسر بيتأرجح كل ما كانوا يمشوا عليه. We walked slowly to keep steady. كانوا يمشوا slowly adverb. Okay. Fred and I thought it was fun, but Dad had to help Mom. She's frightened of high places. كانت يعني فريد and سوزان كانوا وضعهم شايفين الموضوع إنه fun, موضوع كان حلو بالنسبة لهم. But her mom was terrifying or frightened. كانت خائفة جدا. بتخاف من الأماكن المرتفعة أو اللي هي الجبال. She walked with her eyes shut. كانت ماشية عيون. We sat on the rocks and ate our lunch. So they sat on the rocks and ate our lunch. Then we set off again. We climbed higher and higher. ارتاحوا تناولوا وجبتهم الغداء, بعدين صاروا رجعوا يتسلقوا, يرتفعوا أكثر وأكثر. higher and higher, أعلى وأعلى. After an hour, our legs were aching, but at last we came to the best place on the whole mountain. بعد ساعة رجليهم صاروا يوجعوهم, بس بالنهاية they came to the best place on the whole mountain. أحلى مكان كان بالجبل كله. It was a huge glacier and it looked like a frozen river of ice. كان في عندي يا مس نهر جليدي, كله نهر عبارة عن يعني معمول من جليد أو تلج. There were lots of other people there too. كان كتير في ناس. There was a cave in the ice. Cave كان في كهف برضو. There were rooms in the cave and ice furniture. كان في عندي غرف داخل هذا الكهف وكانوا الأثاث كمان مصنوعين من الثلج. Fred sat on the ice chair. Sat on جلس على كرسي من الجليد and played the ice piano. It was funny. يعني حكينا احنا الفurniture لأن الأثاث كلها كانت من الجليد. So Fred sat on the chair, ice chair. كان برضو قعد على كرسي من الثلج وصار يعزف على بيانو also من الثلج. The last surprise of all was a ride down to the hotel on the little mountain train. آخر مفاجأة كانت اللي هن إنهم ينزلوا كل اللي طلعوه عن طريق اللي هو mountain train. We were exhausted. كانوا متعبين but it was a brilliant walk. للفوكابيولري اللي لازم نعرفهم احنا. هلا يا مس احنا المطلوب منا نحفظ كل المعاني الموجوده بالدوسيه انجليزي عربي، ولما نداوم ان شاء الله نحدد يعني عدد معين من المعاني عشان نحفظهم انجلش بس مبدئيا بدنا نحفظ كل المعاني اللي موجوده بالدوسيه انجلش عربي، وكل معنى انا كتبته على الفيديو يا مس بدي نكتبه على الكتاب. اوكي so the first picture beast large animal وحش. Beckoned to show someone a movement of your hand اللي هي يومي بإصبع. حكينا her father or her dad beckoned to us أشار لهم إنه يلحقوه. Number 3 scary أي frightening مخيف. Okay cliff area of rock. Look at the picture. Area of rock next to sea جرف. Swinging to move backward and forward. Swinging اللي هي تأرجح. And the last one breeze a light wind اللي هي رياح خفيفة بسميها نسيم. Okay also we have aching اللي هي a pain that lasts for a long time. حكينا بعد ما مشوا ساعة من الزمن رجليهم صاروا يوجعون فبنحكي aching اللي هي a pain that lasts for a long time. Glacier a mass of ice that moves slowly. نهر جليدي. And the last picture is cave اللي هو الكهف a long hole in the side of a cliff or hill. Okay lesson the end of our lesson. Thank you.